Hello. Hi. Do you want to go to a party with me? No. The game's on. Oh, I almost forgot. I'll be right there.
We like sports and we don't care who knows. From shooting hoops to the Super Bowl. We like sports and we don't care who knows. Football, tennis, hockey.
And it is that time. Once again, everybody, you're back with another hour of ball talk. And again, March Madness focus here. 52 games in and some absolutely insane, wild games. Aidan?
It was incredible. It's been a great weekend. I feel like a new person. I've watched so much college basketball. It's great.
Sadly, I don't get to watch that much. Well, the weekend I didn't. The Thursday, Friday, I got to watch pretty much all of it. Saturday, Sunday, missed a lot of games.
I got pretty sick over, Thursday, Friday. And, actually, this wasn't
oh, no, March Madness. I'm sick.
I was feeling a little bit under the weather, which just turned out to be lucky that it was during this time. So, kind of just got to sit around and watch a lot of basketball.
Yeah, I mean, blessing and a curse right there. Sucks being sick, but hey, basketball, March Madness.
To start, just to describe how I'm feeling, I love it, but I also hate it because my bracket is just gone. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
The best I did is, predicting 3 of the 4 play-in games. I feel like that's my biggest accomplishment.
How many Final Four teams do you have left?
I have 3 Final Four teams left.
See, I'm down to 2.
I just don't have my champion.
I still got mine.
I also only have 4 Sweet 16 teams. So 3 of my Sweet 16 teams are my Final Four teams. So
yeah, that's a rough.
I did not have Kansas State, Kentucky, Loyola Chicago, Nevada, Florida State, Texas A&M, Syracuse, Clemson, Texas Tech, Purdue, or West Virginia in my Sweet 16.
Yeah, I got.
Jesus Christ!
I think I got 8. I'm trying to count here. I think I got half of the Sweet 16.
I'm so
right?
beyond. Just there's no point.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that bad until I really sat down and went through all
and
my
examined
picks.
your bracket. You're just oh no!
Wow.
Speaking of picks, really quick, Loyola, Illinois. I called that.
Yeah. So I've talked to you about this. I've talked to multiple people about this, and I just like to express how frustrating it is that the fact that in a scouting report for Loyola Chicago, every time you clicked on a link for them, it should have told you, hey, this team has a 98-year-old team chaplain that they all love and thinks is this sweetheart. You should pick them because of that solely. If I had known that, I might have them winning it all. That's ridiculous. That has to be front and center in any scouting report for a March Madness tournament.
Yeah, those are the kind of things that really propel a team to win a first round matchup as an underdog. If we're not it's not the players, it's not that they haven't been
it's
to the
the
tournament in 30
storyline.
years. It's hey, this team has an adorable old chaplain who picked them to win, says they're going to win. Then yep, they're winning. They're going to win. That's just the simple truth.
And then you have Nevada with the coach's daughter, and she's adorable, and I don't know. So yeah, that's just beyond frustrating. That should be in the scouting report immediately. I don't understand because we've come to know from this tournament especially that the basketball being played is not what's important. It's does your team have a storyline?
It's the storyline in the background to it, sure.
First of all, the fact Virginia, the number 1 seed in the tournament, is the first team to ever lose to a 16 seed, and they lose to the Retrievers of all teams.
Golden Retrievers.
All the memes on Twitter from that
it
were
was
incredible.
Beautiful. Also, though, hey, we did call it. We said a 1 seed was going to lose this year.
Yeah, we did say that.
We just picked the complete wrong one, and we never imagined it was Virginia. We had our money banking on Xavier, who routed Texas Southern and Kansas, who did struggle with Penn for a while, but then put him away.
Well, then, watching that, I watched that whole second half of the Virginia-UMBC game, and it was just Trey Lyles is I thought that's a guy who can carry a team to a Final Four. That guy was unstoppable.
He was money.
Unstoppable. And that's
UMBC
the best.
Just didn't miss.
They are the first team to score over 70 points on Virginia the entire year. And Virginia plays in the ACC with North Carolina, Duke, Syracuse,
all those teams.
All the biggest teams.
The other funny stat I saw is now after they won that game is UMBC won more games against ACC opponents than Pitt.
Yeah,
yep.
that was that was
great.
That was
I thought
bad.
that was hilarious.
Also, their point guard's 5'5".
The little tiny
that
ant-looking guy. He looks like an ant.
It's incredible.
And he
Also, that
His
they
floater
all
is
of their
good.
team is like Fortnite nerds. Like that's just
Oh,
what
dude,
a-
it was
what
too
a-
perfect.
It was so great.
My
What
favorite
what a
thing-
win for the culture.
And also, shout out to whoever was running their social media Twitter account. Like, that person was killing it during the game. And then after
Yeah.
they win, everybody's like, who even is UMBC? And they're like, hey, we won 24 games conference tournament. We're not YMCA players.
What a great
I
win
was
for Twitter
dying.
culture. That was for Twitter culture.
That was for everybody who's just obsessed with Twitter and Fortnite. Like, you won a basketball game
that
this
was-
weekend.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Like, congrats. But also,
Did you ever think you were gonna see it in your lifetime?
I
feel
knew
like-
I knew I would. I
Like-
knew I had to. Never would I have imagined of it actually like being this year. Like, I know we talked about it with Kansas.
But that
I-
was just because it was an Ivy League team. They're not ever like ranked like
Yeah,
that
but they
low.
always come out and like they
They-
kind of
they,
fight
like,
and succeed.
They've had like success in the tournament. Usually.
But the number one overall seed
That's ridiculous.
coming out of the ACC tournament, like, oh my goodness.
But like, especially without DeAndre Hunter, like they're a little bit weaker, clearly, especially defensively. Because if you have DeAndre Hunter, you can put him in there and put him on Trey Lyles, and it's a different game. But they're just not built to play from behind because once you like they pack in their defense, so you can't get inside. But like they just didn't know what to do since UMBC couldn't stop hitting threes. They came out and then UMBC would just drive and dice them up. It was incredible.
It was awesome to watch. Honestly, it was so fun.
It was a fun game. Like it was fun.
Like they blew them out of the water, but it was so fun to watch them just keep making shots. Like, get back on defense, control the tempo, take the ball, hit another three.
Yeah,
like
it
it
was
was just
stupid.
so exciting to watch them go on runs.
Talk about making shots. Oh my God, John Elmore from Marshall.
Oh my goodness.
That guy was ridiculous.
So wet.
That was wet.
So wet. Another quick making shots thing. Buffalo didn't miss against U of A.
it's like that. Okay, I knew it was over when like the guy hit the bank
The
three.
bank in
I was
three.
just like, this
Like,
game's over. My
Not even
bracket's
from
done.
not even from like the top of the key either. Like not like a straight on
It
bank
was
three.
from the wing. Like,
it was
like,
from the wing and he banked it in. Like, yeah, see ya U of A.
Yeah, it was just like that's like the moment you know the game's over. Like,
Also
that team is
something I
lost.
called though with U of A. I told you they'd choke.
Yeah, but like, come on, man.
I didn't even think it was gonna be first round, but I told you they'd choke and that their guards would
But
let
then-
them down, and that's exactly what happened. Didn't think it'd be against Buffalo. Thought maybe Kentucky. Thought definitely Virginia, but
I don't know. I just wish we got the Kentucky Arizona matchup.
I do too. But
Yeah.
whatever. And then also another team we kind of mentioned, but like in a weird way, was Clemson. Like, remember how we were talking about like who is Clemson? Like, who do they have? Like,
Were
they're
they-
quietly just dominating, and they have just run their two
Also-
games.
Also, this was like the year of the upset, but not the 5-12.
No,
Not a single 12-1.
gee, I wonder when the last time like not a single 12 seed has won.
It's been a while. I feel like every year at least one wins.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It was the year of upsets besides 12 seeds. Like no 12 seed won this year.
No 12 seeds.
Mexico
Half the 4 seeds went down.
South Dakota State, New Mexico State were both close.
All-
Murray State didn't have a chance, and Davidson was close. All of them were close besides Murray State, West Virginia, which is like, of course, one of the ones I picked.
Yeah, I told you it was. Dude,
You never know, man. I just,
that's true.
ah.
And Murray State was kind of a fine team to pick, but yeah. And then outside of that, I mean, all the 3 seeds kind of handled their business. I mean, Texas Tech, Stephen F. Austin.
It was really the second
intriguing,
round that
but
got like even more interesting. Like,
yeah,
Loyola Chicago, after like beating Miami on a buzzer beater,
comes
and-
back, game-winning shot over Tennessee. Not technically a buzzer beater,
but still another game winner. Like, and a different guy too. Like, wasn't like the same guy.
and then Nevada.
Nevada.
Oh my
God.
goodness, Cincinnati. I mean, personally, if I'm between Cincinnati and Virginia, the worst loss is Cincinnati because holy crap, talk about an
I mean,
implosion.
The Virginia loss is that's the biggest upset in the history of sports.
Correct.
Like that's 1 in 135. That's the biggest upset in the history of sports. But you got blown out. It wasn't close. It wasn't heart wrenching.
The team just outplayed you.
The team outplayed you. You were missing your best NBA prospect, possibly best like real player, like in terms of both sides of the ball.
But Cincinnati,
Cincinnati was up 22 with less than 10 minutes left in the second half
and lost.
and lost that game. How? Just
Lost to a team in Nevada who in the first round blew it and actually they came back to tie it,
yeah,
but
they
then
almost
blew
the
it
game
in
against
regulation
Texas, yeah.
because they couldn't make free throws and then go to overtime and with Mo Bamba out, win.
Yeah, Texas just couldn't finish that game. It was
If Bamba stays in overtime, Nevada loses.
well, that one pass that the guy threw and way over his head in the Texas game. It was just
Oh yeah, no,
So dumb.
Texas lost the game. Like
Yeah.
Texas and Cincinnati both lost the game to themselves, and Nevada just capitalized, and that's
Yeah.
awesome. Go Nevada!
I love the twin brothers. That's a
Yeah.
fun storyline.
That is
They're-
a cool
The
storyline.
coach's
Big fan
daughter
of
is
that.
like gonna get oversaturated pretty soon, but it's still cute.
I mean, Nevada's the one whose coach's name is Muscle Man, right?
Yeah, that's
Who just
so
who
great.
who went in shirtless after beating Cincinnati.
Yeah, but like that, I feel like you went in too hot. Like, what do you do from? What
Like,
do you do from there?
What happens if they come like? See, now the thing is like, what happens if they come back and beat Loyola, Illinois, Chicago? Like, I mean, it's an 11 seed, 7 seed. Technically, you're favorited.
Yeah,
It's
I
not-
mean, it's not really an upset. Like,
I mean, do you come running in shirtless again if you're Muscle Man? Like,
there's not the top 4 seeds aren't in the Sweet 16 in that in the South region.
oh yeah, no, and then
Cincinnati, Arizona, Virginia,
in Tennessee.
and Tennessee all are out.
I think I was looking at this earlier. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is this is like the first or second time ever that no of the 4 seeds have made it to the Sweet 16 in a
Yeah.
region.
That makes sense. Like
I mean, I
I don't
can't.
think I've ever seen it.
I can't think of a time I've ever seen zero of the
It's-
top 4 seeds.
It's
like,
really set up Kentucky for an opportunity to make it to the Final Four, which is like pretty wild because this is definitely one of Calipari's like least skilled teams. They're very athletic, but like in terms of like
pure talent. They're just
talent wise, like they're just like they're not great shooters. They're not like super crafty players. Like besides the point guard, who is just
the freshman who's just starting to
I
figure
mean, they're
out
all
how to
freshmen,
ball.
But yeah, he has just been on another level.
The
and
dude
then
with the
Knox,
hyphen name.
Knox will occasionally just like get buckets for like a stretch of the game, but
Then he's just athletic and lanky.
yeah,
and
it's just like a lot of athletic, lanky guys that can run the floor, which Kentucky always has, but usually there's like a little bit more finesse to them.
usually one of their like 2 guards is a go-to shooter
Yeah.
scorer,
Exactly.
and then they have a center who can back to the basket score. But they just don't have any of that like consistency.
yeah.
But they got real hot at the right time.
Yeah, they really do. I really want a Kentucky-Nevada matchup. I think that'd be a really fun matchup. Nevada is really I'd never watched Nevada before the tournament, obviously, like because why am I going to watch Mountain West basketball?
Fair.
But they are lanky. Like when you imagine like a team like that, you imagine like all right, they're like probably guard heavy and they're probably
Yeah,
like
it's probably like a small ball team.
they are lanky. They are lanky dudes.
And they only play like 6 or 7 guys because I'm pretty sure one of their go-to guys went down. So they're
They're-
only running like a 6-7 man
Yeah.
rotation in March.
Stevens is obviously like their NBA prospect. He's 6'7", can hit threes, lanky. But then they have their 2 twins who are like just I think I had to list them as forwards, but they play the point like the whole game.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, I don't know. Whatever they're running out in Nevada is just
Whatever
working.
out in the water out there in Nevada.
Yeah, whatever's out in that water down in Reno, Nevada,
Reno.
with all them brothels.
Gotta get that down to Arizona now.
Seriously, Arizona sucks at basketball now.
God damn it, man.
But all right, so we got our 2 matchups: Kansas State, Kentucky, Loyola, Illinois, Nevada.
Kansas State, I can't have any faith in them after the showing they put up against the UMBC.
I don't-
Like, it was just terrible basketball on both sides. Kansas State shot like around 40% from the field, but they were like 1 for 12 from 3, so they're like 8% from
Kansas
3.
State is grossly they played grossly bad. I obviously can't say they're grossly bad because they're in the Sweet 16,
Yeah,
but like
I mean, like they've played Creighton and UMBC.
against
Like,
Creighton, even like they didn't impress me. Like I thought Creighton was going to come out and steamroll them, and Creighton struggled.
yeah, they just the brand of basketball they play. They play like gross basketball.
Yeah, so I mean, Kentucky, I'd like to say we'll have no
I-
problem with them.
They
but
they'll have a problem, but they'll win that game.
see, I don't even know what to think with who will win anymore because I feel like I'm going to think one thing and then it's just going to get shoved right in my face.
I know one thing: Villanova will probably beat West Virginia.
I agree because Villanova
Is the
just
best offensive team in the
manhandling
country.
teams.
They are the best offensive team in the country. They're like the one team I could watch this weekend and be like, "Wow, this is like."
Dude,
Like, there's not like any sloppy basketball that's happening that's making me like want to not watch basketball.
and we were so excited for the Villanova Alabama matchup.
We thought that was gonna be really good, and then
and
Alabama
Villanova
was just, like,
throttled
they
them.
just throttled them. They were like, "Nah."
They
like,
controlled
there's a-
every facet of that game.
It was like somewhat close in this like beginning of the second half, and then Mikal Bridges was just like, "Nah, I'm over this," and he hit like 5 threes. It felt like in a row.
Yeah, and he just said, "Oh, excuse me, I'm going to take over the game now. Who's calling Sexton by?"
Yeah. Have fun in the NBA, Colin.
Yeah, jeez, dude. Who? So you
I hope that's a good game. West Virginia's fun to watch. They like obviously
press Virginia?
press Virginia. They
Got the
Javon
nickname.
Carter versus Jalen Brunson could be a fun matchup, but I just don't feel like Mikal Bridges is just
Dude.
unreal.
After because Alabama was never like a bad defensive team because they also had size,
They're another lanky team, yeah.
but like. Dude, he ran them. Like, Mikal
He's
Bridges
good. He's so
he dominated
good.
Alabama.
He's so good.
So it just makes me kind of scared if I'm West Virginia.
Yeah.
To, like, try to stop both Brunson and Bridges. Like,
This is, like, the most chalk region besides, like, Wichita State losing in the first round because it's a 1-5, 2-3. I did not think Purdue or Texas Tech would be where they are now, which
I actually did
credit
pick
to them.
Texas Tech to go this far. I bought into Texas Tech because they got their one superstar back in mid-February from a toe injury, and he had we talked about it. He had a Michael Porter Jr. showing in the Big 12 tournament, but then
except Michael Porter Jr. just decided to not show up either in the first round.
yeah, and
But
this guy did,
has.
and he also I think has a little bit better of a supporting cast around him at Tech.
Probably,
but
yeah. Actually, okay.
Actually, I don't know. Mizzou has a pretty
Quick side note. Jonte Porter, his brother, decided to like forget how to play basketball in their first round
that was
game.
rough.
That was terrible.
That
Anyways,
was rough.
But back to Texas Tech, Purdue. Man, that's tough.
Tongue twister.
I really like Texas Tech.
I do too,
I think
especially
they're
Purdue
really,
without
really
Isaac
good.
Haas. Like,
Yeah, getting by Butler was good, but I don't think they'll get by Texas Tech.
I agree. I think Texas Tech poses too many more problems than Butler could have given them in the second round. Texas Tech, I think, can score better.
So in all of this, I feel like no one really like remembered that Kansas was in the tournament after all this like weekend.
Yeah, true.
I feel like we just kind of forgot. They also only beat Seton Hall by 4.
And again, struggled with Penn. Like they ended up beating Penn by 16, but they struggled
with Penn. Yeah, and they were Devontae Graham really carried them to that win in that game.
And they're coming up against Clemson,
who's red hot.
Won by 11 in the first round, and then 31.
And it was
over
never
Auburn.
close. It was never close.
Never won.
Besides the beginning of the game, like when they first tipped the ball.
I think after the tip, I'm pretty sure Clemson went on like a 10-12-0 run or something.
I'm pretty
like
sure
that.
as soon as the ball was tipped in play, the Clemson just had 10 points somehow. Like it was just like that kind of game.
Like again, back to this whole who is Clemson thing.
No idea.
That I
So
just have a feeling Clemson's going
also
to the
didn't-
Final Four somehow.
I don't see that, but
Well, I don't
I
see
could
it
definitely
either,
see
but
them, I could definitely see them giving Kansas troubles. They had a guy go 6 from 9 from 3 and got 22
nice.
22 in 24 minutes. Like if they
That's
stay
dumb.
hot, they're going to be a tough team to beat for Kansas. It's going to be a fun matchup, I think. I
Yeah.
can see them coming out of that
because Kansas' big challenge is giving up threes. Like all the games they lost are teams who are perimeter scoring teams. And Clemson, one dude going 6 for 9. Like if they shoot the ball like that, I mean, I don't know what Clemson's size is either. Like I said, I know nothing about Clemson.
I really don't either.
Like if they have size to
And you know
help
what? I
lock
don't
down
think
that big center from Kansas, then this could be a really scary matchup.
And you know what? I don't think it will really matter because Duke is going to the Final Four.
100% agreed. Duke is
Really good.
also
They're really, really,
dominating
really, really
teams.
good.
Like they beat a not bad Rhode Island team. Like none of us really thought they would struggle with Rhode Island.
But like
But they beat them
they
by
handled
25.
They handled them. They handled them.
They handled them and handled them easily because that freshman point guard.
Also, they'll know how to break the Syracuse zone. Coach K and Jim Boeheim are pretty close friends. They've coached against each other a long time. He's gone against it more than a couple times, I'd say.
And they probably
also-
played this year.
Also, he's now running his version of Jim Boeheim's zone with Duke.
Well, that's just cheating.
So it's like it's gonna be interesting to see how Syracuse handles playing against a zone. They like average 12 offensively. Syracuse is like one of the worst teams. Like this is why I just think Duke's gonna handle Syracuse without like question. Syracuse is 324th in 3-point percentage.
Nice.
They're 309th in field goal percentage.
Double nice.
And in the offensive efficiency, I did not find that yet, but I imagine they're in the low.
I would guess
low
somewhere in 300.
Low 300 to high 200 range, I imagine. But they just can't score the ball at all. Like,
And then you put them against Duke's front court size.
yeah,
Yikes.
just overall size. Like, they're not small. Like,
That's
Grayson
true.
Allen's like the smallest dude, and he's 6'5".
That's true. Duke's point guard is Duval, yeah?
Yeah, Duval.
How, like, that
He's
dude,
like 6'5".
and he figured out how to score again.
And then Gary Trent Jr. is 6'6".
And then you obviously have Bagley and Wendell Carter.
Yeah, which is slightly good.
I mean, just decent at best. No, but yeah, Duke will run through that, and then a Duke Villanova Final Four matchup. Oh, talk about getting spoiled.
I mean, like I feel like the right side of the bracket is pretty like chalk for the most part. There's a couple upsets like you can call, like Marshall beating Wichita State. I'm gonna toot my own horn. I got everything else wrong, but hey, I called that one.
You did, but then obviously you got the Syracuse where Michigan State
which sucks because you want to see the Michigan State Duke matchup.
Yeah, everybody was calling for it. They were so excited, and then Michigan State, first off, almost just dropped the ball against Bucknell.
Yeah,
that was brutal.
Maybe it just wasn't meant to be. To be fair, I think they play Miles Bridges out of position. They play him at a 3 when he's a 4. Like,
yeah, they're saying I was reading something. They're saying that's why like he is not in any of the player of the year discussions because they played him wrong this whole year, so his numbers were down.
For some reason, Tom Izzo starts Nick Ward every game, and then obviously you're gonna play Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah,
and then Miles Bridges too. Like you can't, you want to play Jaren Jackson and Miles Bridges, but apparently why are you starting? Just start Jaren at the 5, and then start Miles at the 4, and then bring Nick Ward in.
I mean, maybe we should have coached Michigan State.
I mean, like Tom Izzo, is Tom Izzo even that good of a coach?
Yeah, dude. Does Tom Izzo even know what he's doing?
Like honestly, like Luke, if we were to take over one team here that is no longer in the tournament, go into a rebuilding phase, rebuild that program. What do you think? Who do you think we should take over?
Oh boy. I mean, U of A. Actually, no, I don't want to go near U of A.
First off, let's think
we
about
could
where
go
we
take
wanna
over.
live.
We could go. Oh yeah, Tucson sucks.
Yeah, we do not want to live in Tucson.
I mean, Gainesville.
I don't want to live in. I don't want to live in Florida.
That's
Florida's
true.
pretty crazy
Florida's
place.
scary.
Florida's scary.
I don't like Florida. Ohio State could be a good one.
But then you have to live in Ohio.
Where Ohio State?
Not to offend anyone who's listening, this is our personal preference.
Ohio's not bad. You just don't want to be in Cleveland.
Not wrong. San Diego State.
Ooh, I could get behind San Diego
I could get
State.
behind that too. There's some history in that program. Kawhi Leonard went there.
You can get recruits to go there. Like the people won't just like
Montana.
No, not even a little bit.
Not at all.
Not even a little bit. I think San Diego State would take it for me.
I think San Diego State's the go-to.
I think San Diego State would
San
be the
Diego
go-to.
State, if you're listening, because you obviously are, Luke and I are available for coaching position.
Keep in mind I have 0 basketball playing experience, but
he will drop the bag. You can be my bag dropper.
Perfect.
As in, like, you will just, like, drop a literal bag somewhere, and someone will go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm not above that.
I'll do all the coaching. It's fine.
I could get behind that. It's like a group project. Just put my name on it. Everybody else do the work.
But no, yeah. So I imagine Kansas, or no, I'm going to say Clemson Duke in that.
I'm agreeing. Clemson Duke.
We get an ACC, another ACC matchup.
Did Clemson? I wonder if Clemson Duke played in the ACC tournament. I don't think they did. I
don't
feel
think
like
they
Clemson
played in
got
the
bounced.
ACC tournament, but I feel like I imagine they played in the regular season.
Ah, yes, Virginia beat Clemson back when Virginia was.
So yeah, they've
not
only played
being
Clemson.
bad.
Duke's only played Clemson one time, and they beat them by 9, and it was at Clemson. So
Ooh,
pretty good, but
that's a
we'll
great
see.
win for Duke
We'll
going
see.
there. But neutral site games, you never know. I don't know where the
it's true.
Elite 8 for the Midwest
So-
will be played, but
Now we get into some interesting matchups.
the good old West.
Florida State, Gonzaga, and Michigan, Texas A&M.
I mean, we both knew Xavier was not making the Sweet 16. We both called that. We just both thought it'd be Missouri. Rest
Yeah.
in peace, Missouri.
Rest in peace, the Porters.
Yeah, I knew Gonzaga would get here. Knew Michigan would get here, even though that, like, Houston, wow.
Yeah.
That buzzer beater, oh my goodness.
I feel bad for Rob Gray. I feel bad for the man
Same,
bun.
dude. Rob Gray, he had a great game.
Moment of
too.
silence for the man bun.
Do you think he keeps it in the NBA?
Is he going to go to the NBA?
I don't know. I feel like after like the
might get,
conference tourney,
He might get
and-
like a 60th pick, like Mr. Irrelevant.
That's true. He could
But
be one of those
hey,
dudes
hey.
goes right into the G League.
Moment of silence for the man bun. And we're back. I have Gonzaga in my Final Four. I'm gonna stick with it. I think they pull off the game. I think they're the best team left in that tournament.
100% agree.
Even their senior players in the last game played like meh to like okay. Perkins was and I'm forgetting the other guy's name, but Sad day. But Rui Hachimura and Zach Norvell Jr., they're two young guys, sophomore and it's freshman, just took over that game.
Yeah, and like they were able, I was never really sold on Ohio State from the beginning, and even though
I like them, but I think this Gonzaga's
did.
better.
But I mean, because Bates Diop, he did drop 28.
He is that dude. He is that dude.
But like the other dude that Ohio State needed to get going was Jaleel Tate, and I believe the size of Gonzaga just kind of overwhelmed him. Because I mean, first off he only got 10 shots up, which they needed more from him if Ohio State was going to win. 11 points, 7 rebounds, and that dude was a double-double machine throughout the season.
Yeah.
But then Williams and Killian Tilly, I feel like just ate him up.
No, yeah, Jonathan Williams offensively didn't play that great, and neither did Nelson or Perkins, who are they're all three senior leaders. And Tilly was also man, but Norvell and Hachimura were just they just took over that game for them.
They just saw their teammates struggling, and they're like, all right, guys, we got this. It's okay. Everybody else can take this one off, but next game we'll just go, all 6 of us will dominate, and we're going to run.
Yeah, when they, if they get all kicking, it's, they're
That's
tough.
terrifying.
They're tough.
They're one of the hardest teams to beat because they're one of the few, college basketball teams where all 6, they have a true, 6 that
rotation.
can score.
And, and 7, if Kispert gets hot, he could hit some threes.
Yeah, but
But no, yeah, in terms of just pure scoring,
the only other team that I think has the depth of 6 good scorers is Michigan.
Yeah.
But even then,
I don't think so.
no, because I don't know.
I think Wagner's really Wagner, how do you ever want to say it, is really, I would say, carrying them for the most part. But
he definitely is. Don't get me wrong, but I think what they did in the Big Ten tournament was they had all 6 rolling.
yeah, I just think they've gotten some pretty cake matchups so far.
Yeah, no, Michigan's first round matchup was definitely an easy one. Montana
didn't pose much of a threat.
Montana was nothing, and then Houston
was good, but
they weren't
size-wise. They're nothing compared to Gonzaga.
No.
Williams, Hachimura, and Tilly are just that's a threesome to fear.
But before they get there,
also, Texas A&M's really good.
yeah, oh my goodness, so I saw W made his picked Texas A&M. I'm like, oh cool, yeah, he picked his alma mater,
yeah.
whatever, and then
Maybe
they
he's
just come out and roll
Maybe
2
he's onto
games.
something.
They dominate UNC, and I'm just like, huh.
Interesting.
W coming at you with just the sneaky great pick. Yeah, I didn't get to watch any of this game. I just came back, saw the score, and was like, oh my goodness! They just rolled North Carolina. And North Carolina was a good team this whole year.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really, really bad. So yeah, I could definitely. I'm gonna take A&M. I think they're on a hot streak for this, and then Gonzaga obviously in the top half. But I'm gonna take Gonzaga to make it to the Final Four in that group.
Yeah, 100% agree. Texas A&M coming in super hot, playing all cylinders. Michigan struggling to get everybody scoring again. A&M's going to beat them. Gonzaga way too much size and experience, and if they get into the Elite Eight, they're going to be just uber confident. See you later, A&M. So then that sets up our Final Four picks. I mean, actually,
Kentucky, Gonzaga, Duke, Villanova. Are we pretty
I mean, my heart, my brain says to pick Kentucky, but my heart's just screaming for Nevada or Illinois, Chicago.
Let's go with Nevada.
I think Nevada.
Let's go Nevada.
I would. All right, yeah, I can get behind that. I
don't think Loyal Chicago would beat Kentucky.
I don't think Loyal Chicago would be able to run with Kentucky at all.
I think Nevada versus Kentucky is a fun matchup, and I think Nevada.
I agree. I think Nevada could take them. So yeah, we got
They
Nevada
shoot the ball really
Gonzaga as one Final Four.
That's weird. That's so weird.
Jesus.
Hey, good thing for West Coast basketball though.
Yeah, Mountain West and the West Coast Conference. Here you come.
Seriously.
Gonzaga,
And
Nevada.
then you have that is the most
And then
uneven
Villanova,
matchup on
Duke.
the back. Villanova Duke. On
Villanova
the other side.
Duke might as well be the national
Championship
championship.
game, yeah.
Honestly, whoever wins that game, I mean, then again,
I think Gonzaga could put
Gonzaga could put up a fight. Nevada, I would love to see in a national championship because have they ever been in a basketball national championship? They might have been.
Doubt it though.
Yeah, probably not. But Gonzaga, yeah, they could probably compete with Nova or Duke just because they have the size. They have the size to compete with Duke. But
I don't know. I think I would take Nova in that game. I think Jay Wright has developed like the best program in college basketball. They're just so efficient offensively, and they just move the ball. They're under control. They make shots.
Dude,
they're tough to beat.
They're so hard to beat. Like they're just so well coached. They do everything right. They do everything well. They don't turn the ball over, which is huge in March. Like that's how teams win and lose is turnovers,
and like
they
Brunson
rarely
didn't
turn
even
it over.
like play well against Alabama, and like DeVencio was just like, "Nah, man, I got you." Just like hit 18 in the first half.
Yeah, like oh my goodness, it's they have so much depth.
I'm
and,
gonna take
people who can pick up other people.
I'm gonna take Gonzaga Villanova in the final.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think Gonzaga Villanova, and then I think Villanova. God, dude, they're just so good, coach. Like it's so hard to pick against Villanova. I mean, I picked them all winning. I picked them winning my bracket, so obviously, genius.
I mean, you're a genius.
But like, I'm trying to find a reason.
You also had
to
UVA
not,
in the final, but
yes, I did. So not genius, but at least I didn't have UVA winning it all. So
it's true. You're not me, who had Arizona winning it all. So
yeah, or Miami making a huge run.
I also had not a huge run. I had them in like I think I had them up to here and then losing. Oh, I might have had them in the Elite Eight.
You probably had Miami UVA in the Elite Eight.
I think I did.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's a tough.
Ouch.
One.
Yeah, no, I mean Nova over Gonzaga. Predict the score 66-60.
So here's my case for Gonzaga. In terms of inside game for Villanova, obviously like they're good from the perimeter. They're a really good driving kick team. But if Gonzaga slows the game down, goes inside out with Hirichimura, Tilly, and Williams, I think Gonzaga can pull that one off.
See, I think they can too. I mean, like, I don't know. Gonzaga, I keep wanting to like underestimate somehow, but then they just keep coming out and playing well enough to win, and then you get them to click at the right time. They're going to be super hard to stop. Like
Nelson, since he's been at Gonzaga, has not been as great of a shooter as I imagine they expected coming out of high school. Coming out of high school at Jefferson, he was like a knockdown shooter and just like in general was a very high percentage 3-point shooter. I remember watching him in the state championship game against Churchill his senior year when like a bunch of players for Jefferson got suspended and they only played 6 guys. The first half he was like 8 for 9 from 3. And they were all just like pull up in your face jumpers. It was just like one of the craziest things I've ever watched. And so if he like just finds a rhythm and like Norvell's already in a rhythm and then Perkins is just like so consistent and like steady and a really, really good senior point guard, then they are just like tough to beat.
Yeah, it's another team that comes out really well coached.
Just kidding. Perkins is a junior, isn't he?
Yeah,
but he's still like a really good experienced point guard.
Yeah, he's still played enough games. Like
I mean, they were in the national championship game for God's sake, like last year. They have a lot of experience.
Yeah, and I think like
they lost Collins, who's been really replaced by Hirichimura. They lost Karinsky, who I think Williams is probably like for now, like for this game, a better
suited fit.
In terms of like for the college game this year, especially.
Yeah,
Karinsky was actually really good for them last year because like North Carolina was so big, but and Tilly's just like a really like they both can stretch the floor a little bit.
Tilly's a 6'10" guy who can shoot.
Yeah, and Williams
that's
can shoot
so
too.
hard to stop. Yeah, Williams can shoot too. He doesn't often because he doesn't need to.
Yeah, because
they have 4 other guys on the court at any given moment who will shoot.
I watched Williams earlier in the year make Mo Bamba regret playing basketball. Like,
and that's dumb. Like that Mo Bamba's no easy walkover prospect. Like that's
he's like supposed to be a top 5 NBA guy, and he just made him like not a contributor. Like,
that's just what Gonzaga does to teams. Like they just I don't know what it is, but it feels like teams just by the end are just pissed off and don't want to play Gonzaga anymore. So
I'm just like at the point where it's like I just want this to happen so bad for them because I feel like last year they definitely got. I feel like they got screwed out of the game, but I'm also kind of a Homer fan. They're kind of my second team, but
You little Northwesterner.
Yeah, But I just want it. I just want it for West Coast basketball too.
Same. Big same.
Get rid of this East Coast BS. You got your West Coast Final Four on this side, then you get your East Coast on that side, and then
it's a West Coast East Coast championship.
Let's just battle it out.
I would love that. That would make me insanely happy, especially two smaller West Coast conferences too, like the actual West Coast Conference and then the Mountain West. Like, it's not like it's the West Coast like a Pac-12 powerhouse team coming out.
Yeah, the Pac-12 was disappointing this year.
So, fun fact with the Pac-12. They strictly were beaten by upstate New York teams.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the upstate New York.
Syracuse,
Buffalo, St. Bonaventure.
St. Bonaventure. To be fair, okay, obviously Arizona was a bad pick for me in the first place, but they definitely got robbed out of why the fact that they were 4 seed was a little bit ridiculous. They should have been a 3 or
they could have been a 3 seed playing Wright State.
Yeah.
3 seed playing Wright State, Stephen F. Austin, Bucknell, or Montana. Much easier games for them to win.
Yeah, I don't know. Little update on the women's side. Oregon still killing it. Sabrina Ionescu is a beast and a monster.
She is raw. She's so good.
She is ridiculous. She had 29 the other last night against Minnesota. They're gonna play the winner of who was it? They're most likely going to play Ohio State. I think Ohio State plays Central Michigan tonight for a 3-11 matchup. And they would play in Spokane, and then they would play the winner of Texas A&M versus Notre Dame, I believe. Which, by the way, did you see the game-winning shot for that Texas A&M girl?
No, I didn't. What?
It was absolutely bonkers.
What'd she do?
They had been down 17, and she had she scored 32 second half points.
Oh.
So from half court, she crosses over, gets to a second defender. She crosses one defender, gets to a second defender, goes bop bop like a double between the legs, kind of shifts her way.
Bop bop.
Makes her believe that she's gonna go one way, shifts it back with a little James Harden sidestep, and then drains a 3 to take the lead for good. And just loses her she's just yeah, she's stomping the floor, flinging her arms. It's one of those moments.
Love that.
Step to me, I dare you. It
Love
was such
that, dude.
an incredible shot. It's one of those moments that
Oozing
gives you
confidence
chills.
and swag.
Oh, absolutely. So I kind of want them to upset Notre Dame. I'd love to see a matchup between her and Sabrina, because Sabrina does not take any shit from people. She is what you were saying. She just oozes confidence and swag. She will just talk shit. She will get in your face. She is a hooper to the definition.
I love watching. It doesn't matter which side that is. I love seeing those players play. Just people that get the ball and then they're just smiling at their defender, just oh god, you have no shot.
You have no shot.
You're so.
I'm about to
right now.
I'm about to put you in the washer.
Have fun, enjoy your moment right now, because pretty soon you'll be looking at my back. That's just how it is.
All right. I feel like that was pretty good NCAA talk. I want to bring it to the NBA. Some more. We haven't been there in a while. Did you see the news? Ty Lue.
Stepping away from coaching now.
Stepping away from coaching.
Which means GM LeBron stepped in.
Conveniently after, a day after LeBron was there's a video of LeBron yelling at Ty Lue on the bench.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Ty Lue. Yeah, I'm a little sick.
Yeah. Uh-huh. We'll do what you say. Sure.
I saw a tweet that on Twitter, ironically.
You saw a tweet on Twitter, dude?
Yeah,
no
so
way.
weird. Someone tweeted, Ty Lue got LeBron-citis.
That's awesome and true.
And then he replied to the tweet.
True.
He's like, I've been waiting 3 years to tell this joke. I was like, good on you, man. Good on you.
That's a good one. And then sticking with the NBA, the Trailblazers.
They are
Oh
on
my
fire.
goodness.
On
13
fire.
in a row. Damian Lillard's now in the MVP discussion.
He won't win, but
he won't win at all
unless
because
James Harden dies.
Well, and West Coast. Welcome to it.
I mean,
Northwest.
I feel like for NBA that's not as much.
Well, for NBA you get the California teams.
It's more just
East
the fact
Coast.
that they play late at night. But since he's been putting up such highlights on the thing, it's not a big deal.
And I love all the players are embracing the hashtag Rip City on the ass. Like they all tweeted after they win and just like that's great.
They're at 13 straight games, his longest win streak in the league right now.
Right
Yeah,
ahead of the Jazz, by the way. Go Jazz. They're going to get in the playoffs.
Yeah. The race for like the 5.
The West is nuts.
The race
dude.
for the 5 through like 8 spot is ridiculous. So right now you have Houston and Golden State 1 and 2. I think Houston's
already in. Houston and Golden State are already in.
They've clinched their divisions too. I think Houston's going to finish on top. Golden State 2. Portland seems like they're going to secure the 3 seed. At worst, the 4. Oklahoma City's right now at the 4 with a couple games above the Jazz. The Jazz, Pelicans, and San Antonio Spurs are all at 40 and 30 with 12 games remaining in the rest of the regular season.
Dude.
And then you have the Minnesota Timberwolves at 40 and 31, Denver Nuggets at 38 and 32, and LA Clippers at 37 and 32. I'm going to say the Clippers are done.
I'd agree. I don't think the Clippers have any shot to get in.
I think the Nuggets are...
Do you think the Spurs stay in?
Here's the thing. I don't want to say that because every year for like the last 5 to 6 years, people are like, is it the Spurs time? Are the Spurs done? Is the Spurs dynasty over?
And then you blink and then the
playoffs.
not even the playoffs. You blink and they're in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, all right, cool.
And then like, what a flex it would be if San Antonio got the 8th seed, and then it's like, yeah, give us Houston.
No, I want San Antonio 7 seed against the Warriors. Knock the Warriors out first round.
But like, there's so much. The Texas rivalry, San Antonio, Houston, and like, there's like last year they just destroyed them in the playoffs.
True.
Like, Houston wants them, I imagine, and San Antonio's like, yeah, bring it to us.
I mean, whoa,
what if Pop was purposely doing this the whole time? He's like, I want to.
The whole time
Houston.
he's like, hey guys, we're gonna do the Spurs version of tanking, which is getting to the bottom of the getting to the bottom of the playoffs.
Few people do know this. They did tank one season to get Tim Duncan. When the year before,
shit, that kind of worked out.
David Robinson missed most of that season, and they tanked to get Tim Duncan.
That worked out pretty well for him.
So like, I was thinking like, why not just take now, try and get like, obviously you're not gonna get the first pick, then trade that pick with something else and get DeAndre Ayton, the next Tim Duncan.
No, Ayton's going to the Suns. Don't ever say anything other.
I don't want him to go to the Suns then, because then he's gonna be bad.
No, him, Josh Jackson, and Booker. They'll be okay.
Okay, you have Josh Jackson who can't shoot the ball.
He'll learn from Booker over the summer.
He'll learn from Booker. Okay.
Booker and Jackson are just gonna become best friends.
Or like Booger. Who got him?
Dude, Devin Booker's
Devin
an
Booker's
absolute
really
monster.
good. I just don't want DeAndre. Who would I want DeAndre Ayton to play for?
The Suns.
I mean, to be fair, out of everyone there, yeah, probably the Suns.
I mean, the Suns are gonna have 3 top 15 picks.
That's crazy. That's so wild.
So
it's really who do I want Luka Doncic to go to?
I don't really care as long as Ayton goes to the Suns. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna watch the
You're
first
gonna-
pick and then I'm out.
You're gonna care when Luka Doncic becomes the NBA star he's meant to be.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. He's gonna be an absolute monster. Like,
No, yeah, but Aiden also, like, the thing is with Aiden, and we saw this in the Buffalo game, is defensively he has a lot of things to improve on, especially instinctually. He doesn't seem to have the killer instinct of a shot blocker in terms of like when my guard gets beat on the perimeter, I'm about to go stuff your shit into the glass. Like, you just don't see that from Aiden. He gets lost a lot of times on defense.
So then, you saying that right now has got my crazy theory that I just made up that sounds insanely great.
my made-up theory.
My made-up theory right now.
Absolutely 100%
This
unbeatable.
Is gonna happen is that the Suns draft Ayton, go back, make some phone calls, and bring in Shaq to teach him.
That's absolutely not going to happen.
It's 100% going to happen because
Also,
Shaq loved his time with the Suns.
Also, if they were going to bring in someone to teach him how to shot block, they bring in Dikembe.
No, dude. I want him to play like Shaq did back in his prime with the Lakers. I don't want him to play
Shaq,
like Dikembe.
but can shoot.
It's Shaq, but yeah, exactly.
People
just don't let Shaq teach him how to shoot a free throw or anything
Patrick
outside
Ewing.
of. Ooh,
because people
he's too busy coaching Georgetown to be
Is he
mediocre.
really coaching Georgetown though?
I don't think so.
I think people have compared him a lot to Patrick Ewing, except can shoot. So you never know. right now I'm looking at a mock draft. It has Memphis having the first pick, which would obviously flop with Phoenix, and Aidan going 1, Bagley going 2. Where are your other picks? Oh, they're like late first round now.
Yeah, no, they're
Who are your picks from? Do you know who they're from?
no idea.
Okay.
But I know last time I saw, like, with the current standings, they would be picks 14 and 15.
Yeah, it's like around 15, 16. So you'd have the opportunity maybe like Lonnie Walker, which I like. That's a good pick. From Miami.
The thing that
It has Miles Bridges down at like 13, which if you were to able to somehow snag Miles Bridges, like if you got Aidan and Bridges in the same draft,
that's incredible.
that would be like the Phoenix Suns have a future. Who else is around that area? Gary Trent Jr., Robert Williams for Texas A&M.
Ooh.
That guy is a monster, and we saw that against UNC.
We saw he dominated UNC. The other thing I was thinking,
Mitchell Robinson. Do you hear the story about Mitchell Robinson?
no.
So he was like a 5-star recruit. Somehow got recruits like Western Kentucky.
Money.
Yeah, obviously, but then never like really enrolled, and so now he's just like training. I think I don't think he's even playing like overseas or anything.
I did see that because I saw like top prospects on the
Yeah,
board,
like,
and
it's
like
just, like,
number
makes
like
no sense.
16 was a dude, like it was just listed 2019 USA, and I was like, what?
Yep. Yeah. Okay, this is fresh for me. Why is Troy Brown still in the first round? Like he doesn't score more than like 10 points a game ever for Oregon. I like it.
Projectability, man.
It frustrates me to my core that this guy's so highly like touted. It's like he never scores the ball.
It's the same
That's
reason
what I
Josh
wanted him to
Jackson
do.
was the 3rd overall pick last year.
But he scored the ball. He scored like 19 points a game in college.
Yeah, with no jumper, which everybody was worried about.
He shot 40% from 3. It's just his jumper, like, people were worried his jumper wouldn't translate to the NBA because of his mechanics, and because they're a little bit meh.
And they were right. I mean,
But
every
still-
now and then Josh Jackson
But still,
goes
like, he
nuts,
was
but
able to like still score the ball. Like, Troy Brown, like, doesn't score the ball consistently for Oregon. It's so annoying. He, like, barely shoots the ball for Oregon. Yeah, it's beyond me. Maybe it's I think it's going to be it's all a scheme by Dana Altman to make him stay and then play with Louis King, Bol and
dude, yeah,
all the other recruits they have this
I was
year.
looking at that because I was like, I wonder where all these top recruits are going because I forgot who's all in this recruiting class, and then I realized Oregon has 2 of like the top
we have like
20.
We have like
50.
the second best recruiting class in the nation.
Yeah, and I'm like, how
Behind Duke, who has the 1, 2, and 3 best prospects
Um,
somehow.
Zion went to Duke, yeah.
Yeah, Zion went to Duke, R.J. Barrett, and then Cam Reddish. Those are the 1, 2, and 3 prospects.
Jesus.
ESPN ranked prospects.
Then imagine if like at least one dude from Duke's team right now stays. Like one of their
They
like,
won't, but
they won't, but just imagine. It'd be like the same thing. Like imagine if Kentucky still had like one of the seniors that they had like from when they were freshmen. It was like Booker, Ulyss, Cat, and a guy who was really good for
Trey
Kentucky.
Lyles?
Yes, thank you. Like, oh, if one
They
of
would
those
be
guys
seniors,
stay,
like, have you
they would
seen,
be
like,
a
all the-
senior this year.
have you seen all those things like this year? Like recently, they're like, these guys would be seniors. How do you think they do in the tournament? It's like they would be killing everyone.
Yeah, like this wouldn't be fair.
Carl Anthony Towns is an NBA All-Star now.
Like if you tell me Towns and Booker are doing what they're doing in the NBA, but against a college team,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
those two would be averaging like 70 combined a game.
It's
Like it just wouldn't be fair. But so yeah, back. God, we're so good at getting off track.
Yeah, we really just talked about the.
We went back to NCAA because it's March, but Western Conference Spurs. I don't see how they don't get in. Like they're a Popovich coach team.
Yeah, the remaining 12 games of their schedule. They play Golden State tonight.
Okay.
So it's probably a loss.
Well, remember Golden State still doesn't have Clay. They don't
Quinn
have
Cook.
Okay,
Quinn Cook's on fire.
he is, but
He had 20 points. It was against
that's
like
true.
Sacramento.
And then who do the Spurs even really have? Well, they have LA, but
Yeah.
meh.
Okay, so Golden State tonight.
Wait, really quick. Spurs are 7.5 point favorites.
It's probably because I think it's in
San Antonio.
and it's the Warriors are all
And
hurt.
Yeah.
Golden State, Washington, Utah. So Utah's going to want to win that game bad. Washington probably wants to win that game because they're fighting with Cleveland for seeding.
Top spot. Yeah.
Not top spot.
No,
but like,
a top spot.
Milwaukee, Washington again, Oklahoma City, Houston, Clippers, Lakers, Portland, Sacramento, New Orleans. They play.
I see 3 of those being games that the Spurs can win easily.
They play 2 teams that aren't playoff teams. That
Dude,
entire
that's
run.
rough. So
And then Denver, who's like 2 games back right now. What's the rest of their schedule look like? They play Miami, winnable. Chicago, winnable. Washington, Philadelphia, Toronto, Oklahoma City, Milwaukee, Indiana, Minnesota, LA, Portland, Minnesota.
yeah, and
So-
then looking at Minnesota, Minnesota's got a pretty easy
But
final
Minnesota
stretch too.
still doesn't have Butler.
Yeah, but I mean, they're right now they're hanging on in the 8th seed. Like, I do think they'll flip flop.
It's going to be
Denver.
really, really interesting how these last 12 games go because
Dude, once April 1st rolls around,
it's going to
it's gonna be nuts. Because April 1st there'll be like 5-6 games left for every team, around there. I'm assuming
it could be a really big like toss up for who gets this last spot in the Western Conference.
like there's a bunch of like people talking on Twitter about the Western Conference. They're like, yeah, you wake up, your team's in the 4th spot.
Yeah.
Blink, they're in the 6th
Sixth
spot.
spot.
Go to sleep, and they're in the 9th. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
like how does that happen? Like, I haven't seen anything like this.
The East is pretty much
Oh.
set at this point.
Yeah, the East, if anything drastically changes, I'll be shocked 'cause that means a team went
There's, like,
real
Plummets.
bad.
It's really going to be like who gets the 3, 4, 5 seeds between Cleveland, Washington, and Indiana. The Sixers could also creep in there. They're 38 and 30. Cleveland's 40 and 29. Washington's 40 and 30. Indiana's 40 and 30. Milwaukee's been disappointing at 37 and 32, and then Miami's
losing-
at 37 33.
They're losing right now to the Cavs.
Mm.
I mean, because LeBron's going absolutely nuts. Going to get another triple
Yeah,
double.
he's really been like just let me put the team on my back every game because I have to.
like fine wine.
He really is, dude. The Yusuf Nurkic.
Oh my! He murdered
Poster.
him. He
Poster.
murdered him. That was
That was-
incredible.
That he's been in the league for 15 years and he just murdered someone.
He
What?
Oh.
What?
Oh god, dude! Like, 15 years in the league, and he's still like he hasn't lost a step.
It's ridiculous. Also,
Like he's straight
Kevin
up
Love's
has it.
back for the Cavs tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Here, I got you. Box score. Let's see if he's doing anything cool. 5 for 9, 4 for 6 from 3, 14 points. That's what
That's
you
all
need him to
want,
do.
That's what you want from him.
That's all
what
you need him
want
to
from
do. Because
that and rebound.
that's why they're up by 9. Him and Corver are actually hitting threes. Corver's
That's
got
really
11.
good. Especially because right now, who else is out?
I think Clarkson wasn't supposed to play or something, but I think he is.
Clarkson's playing, but no Hood,
That's
and-
okay. That might be who it is.
no Nance. It looks like.
Yeah. Those two are
Yeah,
out.
no Hood and no Nance. So those are 2 significant losses too. So that's pretty good for like. I think Kevin Love coming back for the Cavs is going to be really good.
Yeah, I mean a Cavs team that's up 9 on the Bucks with Ante Zizic and Jose Calderon getting it both 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, granted, Zizic is 4 for 6, so good
They've
on
been
him.
playing Zizic a lot the last few games, and I'm just like,
It's because, dude.
it's not a good idea.
Well, is Seti
He
Osman
doesn't
hurt
move
too?
well. Yeah, Seti Osman's hurt too.
God, I love that guy.
I
hope
love
he comes
Seti
back.
Osman. I felt so bad
That
when he
dude
missed
has
that
some of
dunk
the-
against Boston.
Some of the greatest quotes too.
Does he really?
Yeah, like some of his interviews are just like,
He's 35 points. Holy crap.
yeah, no, 35 points, 1 assist away from a triple double.
He has
LeBron,
six
you,
turnovers.
hey LeBron, you're bad. Yeah, Seti Osman, some entertaining things said. Also, somebody who somehow has been playing well again for the Cavs is Jeff Green. Don't know if
Yeah.
you've been paying attention to him in the recent games.
He's definitely like good. I think partly because he's playing a lot of minutes too.
Yeah,
It's because he's just shooting the ball less probably.
yeah. And dude, it's the LeBron factor. Like
You play with
you
LeBron.
don't have to shoot as much,
Yeah,
so you're getting more comfortable shots, and you're an NBA
Exactly.
player, so you're most likely going to make 40% of those comfortable shots.
yeah, exactly. Also, you've gotten rid of like all the cancer. on your
Ooh,
team,
Jason
so-
Terry just got a flagrant. What a loser.
Dude, is Jason Terry even alive? Like, is he allowed to be alive after LeBron ended his career in like 2013?
Oh, dude, that dunk was everywhere like 2-3 days ago because
Well,
it was the
like, yeah,
anniversary of it.
anniversary. You know the history behind it too, right? Like LeBron, like at that time, probably like hated Jason Terry because like he used to play for Dallas before he went to Boston, and Dallas beat. He like carried.
That's right,
He
dude.
carried Dallas to that championship over Miami.
that 4-1 or sweep or whatever it was
Yeah.
because they dominated them.
They dominated them.
I remember that, dude. Back when
that was
Dirk was just Dirk.
That was so satisfying for LeBron, I imagine, in that moment. Like, he probably was just like, this is the happiest
Just
I'll ever be.
obliterated Jason
Just-
Terry.
Like, Jason Terry is, like, now a meme forever because of that. Not an NBA champion, a meme.
Yeah. Also, Eric Bledsoe's been just consistently mediocre for the Bucks, and that's been making me really happy as a Suns fan after he's asked out. Like, I was like, God, if he goes to the Bucks, they make the playoffs, and he's like
What are you
dominating with
talking about?
Giannis.
What are you talking about? He just wanted out of the salon he was in.
Oh my, what a loser! No, but I mean the Bucks, dude. I don't get how they're still so underwhelming. Like, how do you play so poorly with all the talent?
It's
they
coaching.
have?
Like, they had to get rid of their coach.
Dude, maybe they could get Tyronn Lue.
He's like, I gotta take a leave to go coach the Bucks.
Okay, in our last 4 minutes, this just came to me. LeBron retires. Does he
When?
coach? He retires after he plays a
he is the
season
coach.
with
What are you
his
talking
kid.
about?
Dude, but like imagine, so LeBron retires because he said he wanted to play with his kid if his
No,
kid
he'll
can make
own
it to
a
the
team
NBA.
before he coaches.
Okay, I'd agree. Like the Michael route, the
Yeah.
MJ route.
He's
'Cause
more
imagine-
big business. He's not.
Dude,
He
just
doesn't want to
imagine,
coach. He
like-
wants to be a owner of things.
Yeah, he's got his pizza company just blowing up.
Which I want to try.
I want to find it and try it. I agree.
The
Because apparently
nearest
it's
one
pretty good.
The nearest one's in Spokane.
Oh, you should go this weekend and then
hopefully
bring me
we'll get
back
to
some
go.
of that pizza.
So, just a quick one back to the NBA draft because now we're getting to that time where it's like you're either in the playoff race or you're tanking.
Let's go Suns.
Woo woo.
Tanking better than anybody right now.
Do you think there's a Donovan Mitchell type candidate this year that will like be like he's good, but like I don't know if he'll be ever that good. I think it's this Kentucky kid. Like he's kind of in the same area of like late lottery.
Which Kentucky kid?
The point guard.
The
I don't know how to say
hyphen
his
name?
I do not know how to say. His
I think the French hyphen name.
Yeah.
The dude who just started absolutely balling out lately.
Yeah.
Like the reason they won the
That
SEC
might just
tournament.
be like a hot pick, but I think he has that capability. He's like a long guard. That the thing with Donovan Mitchell is he's short, but he's got like a 6'11" wingspan.
Yeah, and ridiculous bounce, which
It's true. He's just super athletic and can score the ball really well.
yeah, and well, like again, back to this whole March being the perfect scouting combine.
Yeah, seriously. Which is like funny because like you have this whole body of work from their like regular season, but then you're like, but March
yeah, you're like, but like look what they did
in
like,
the tournament.
in the
Because
tournament.
it's a big stage. And
Yeah,
it's
it's a
like
huge stage. Like people are under pressure. You get to see what they're really made of.
also Austin Wiley is projected to get drafted, and he transferred from Oregon. So I hate you,
Austin. Oh yeah.
He
The
plays at
Auburn center.
Yeah.
Yeah, that huge dude.
Oh yeah, and
That guy's massive.
Good thing you got obliterated. I'm pretty sure he used to play at Oregon.
I mean, maybe.
No, I'm thinking of a way different guy. Just kidding. That's
Like-
not who I was. Sorry, I don't hate you, Austin Wiley. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking of. I mean, my pick maybe Kyrie Thomas. Like I don't know. I was really bought into Kyrie Thomas before he went and just struggled.
I mean,
But he's
Donovan
also
was
he's,
a junior. Yeah, that makes sense.
but he's also like I don't know because you're not known out of Creighton, but he's kind of known because he was Creighton's guy.
The fact that the mock
But-
draft I'm looking at has Luka Doncic at 6, it shows me that this mock draft knows nothing.
Yeah, I think we're looking at the same thing.
We
Just
are.
NBADraft.net.
Yeah,
They're dumb.
come on.
Like Mo
Luka
Bamba before Doncic. Come on.
Michael Porter before Doncic.
Does it
like-
say this was updated? This was updated a week ago.
Yeah,
somehow,
people are really
somewhere.
high on Michael Porter for some reason, even though he can't dribble the ball.
Yeah,
I didn't
don't
think it was
know.
that impressive at all. Like
I
didn't
didn't
even
get
see,
to
like,
watch
the-
any of them like really playing.
I didn't
but
really even see the flashes. Like I watched them play. I was just like, I mean, like he's athletic and long. Like
hey, here you go. This will make me happy. I found one that was updated like 30 minutes ago.
Doncic's number one.
Doncic just won to the
That a
Suns.
boy. That a boy.
Michael Porter
My
still
boy
3.
Doncic. I would understand Aiden or Doncic. I feel like either way is a safe pick.
Oh yeah, either one will be a fine, safe pick.
I just think they wouldn't pick Doncic because they have Booker.
Yeah, see, that's kind of where I am too. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't think they want to risk another guard and creating
Well,
like a.
it's just like you're
'Cause-
taking away from Booker's touches.
And you already tried that weird ass 3-point guard.
Yeah, like you've
Backup,
had
that was
you've had
so
bad
bad.
guards.
Like, don't stop backing up guards. Just let them work.
What I really want to see is Trae Young to the Cavs, and LeBron stay
Ooh.
at the Cavs. Either Trae Young goes to the Cavs and the Cavs stay or LeBron goes to Philadelphia.
Yeah, people keep forgetting that the Cavs are going to have a top
Like
top eight pick.
Top
from
8 pick, yeah. Brooklyn.
Those idiots. Yeah, I mean, right now they're saying
So
Jaren
many
Jackson.
backtrades.
Like the Cavs are probably going to take Mo Bamba or Jaren Jackson because they want a big man who can play defense. Because I bet they're tired of Tristan Thompson being an undersized.
I would
center.
take Jaren Jackson over that.
I would much rather have Jaren Jackson.
Yeah.
He gives you way more versatility. But
They would probably go if Bamba was available. They would definitely. I think Jackson will climb and Bamba will fall during like the off season, and so I think the Cavs would have a better chance of getting Bamba just because Jackson's gonna be like a top 5 pick.
okay, and then I got my guy, my Donovan Mitchell-esque pick.
Like no one's gonna do what Donovan's doing. Like I'm not trying to say that. Like he's
And I'm going also different
Transcendent,
positions,
like-
so he's going to be a little bit different of a type
Yeah.
player. But as a Chimezi Metu from USC,
interesting. Who the guy is sitting out in the NIT?
yeah,
Yeah.
the guy. I mean, the dude's a stud. Like that was the guy who was the preseason Pac-12 Player of the Year pick.
and then
And then everybody's like, "Oh God, this
DeAndre
guy
Ayton's the
from
best
the
player in the world."
Bahamas is a
Really, really good.
man-child." But yeah, I've got to watch
I
him
would
play a
go
lot
with
because I
either
watched a lot of Pac-12.
the
and
Kentucky point guard or
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, by the way.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
That's how you say his name.
That's like so much easier than I thought it would be.
I know, right? It's the SHAI that really throws you off.
I think he's my pick.
I don't see why Landry Shamet's a first-round pick. In this
Where is he?
projection, he's going 29 to the Hawks.
Oh, he's a freshman for.
Apparently, I thought he was like a
I did not
junior or
know
a
that.
senior.
Yeah, you think with Wichita State they're all just like old.
Yeah.
But,
I forgot Wichita State
I
can
didn't
play
think he was that
freshman.
great.
I didn't think so either. He didn't impress me. I have no idea who this Brandon McCoy guy is outside of I think I heard his name when he was a recruit. Center from UNLV.
He was an Oregon prospect. He was like
is he is he one of the huge like 7-footer dudes?
yeah, he's 7 foot. He went to UNLV. He was in Oregon. Oregon was in his Final Four, I think, of teams, but he decided not to go. So sad day.
I wonder who this Boise State forward is. But
I
all
also
right,
don't know. I'm excited to once like college season's over and
College
stuff,
season's
like, really
over.
dive into the draft and
yeah, dude, we'll
learn
get
about all
going.
these prospects.
And MLB will be starting, so I'll be talking about that for so long, and you'll have no idea what's going on.
I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn things.
You'll learn. I'll help you out.
I'm
And
excited.
to get you started, there's 2 big prospect stories.
Mhm.
The New York Yankees had a prospect hitting about 400 this year. He's their top prospect, Miguel Andujar. Sent him down. He's not going to be on the big league roster to start, which is surprising but not surprising because they made a trade for Brandon Drury to start at third. So,
Wasn't there just like a big like deal made about Judge recruiting someone?
Yeah, that was dumb.
Machado.
It was Machado, and he said something like, "Hey, man, you'd look good in pinstripes." As a friend being a friend, and then people reported at the interview, and then he's
Is that like illegal
"Oops."
in baseball?
Yeah, it's
That's dumb.
it-
That's all LeBron does.
it's super dumb. It's super dumb. Just because he was caught recording, and then the other prospect, I can't remember his first name, Acuna from the Braves. This dude was hitting 440 with 4 home runs in spring training. He's the number 1 overall prospect. He's
Pretty good.
As long as the dude doesn't get hurt, he's gonna be the next like best baseball player ever. Like he's gonna be on Mike Trout's level.
Really?
100%. The dude is
What's the body like? Like, what is he? What position does he play?
he's an outfielder.
Yeah.
I love that dude. You type in his name and Acuna Matata comes up. But Acuna,
That is great. That should alone make him like my favorite player.
I'm trying to find like his size. Like I've never had to look this
Is
up
he like
before.
a big dude?
Here we
It's
go.
Like,
He's decent. Like
Yeah,
he's
'cause
6
I
foot.
think-
He's 6'1", 180. He's 20 years old.
well, how tall is Mike Trout?
Dude, Mike Trout's like 6'3".
Is he really? He's
Mi-
like a
Mike-
linebacker.
Mike Trout is a massive human being who no other baseball player will ever be built and run like him.
I mean, Aaron Judge is pretty big.
Aaron Judge is pretty big, but he doesn't run like Mike
That's
Trout. Like
true.
Mike Trout
He's so
flies.
fast,
Like
yeah.
he flies, and so does Acuna. Like Acuna's a dude who, when he finally gets up, he'll hit 20 to 30 home runs and steal 50 bases.
That's
I would say.
big.
Because it's 2017 season between single A, advanced, double A, and triple A, hit 325, 30 home runs,
Yeah,
44
he steals a
stolen
lot
bases.
of bases.
Because dude, like he's so fast, and defensively, it's not like he's gonna let you down. Because he's
Fast. Like if
he's
you're
just
fast,
He,
like
so he's
outfielders don't drop many balls.
he is one of the purest 5-tool players to come through a farm system
That's
in a
big.
long time. Like he will be up there with Mike Trout, and he'll get on the same superstar level as Chris Bryant, Bryce Harper, all those guys. Mark my word. Ronald Acuna gonna be a star. But yeah, spring training's winding down. There's I think 9 days.
All right. Well, it's been a fun episode.
It's been a great episode.
the next time we talk, there will be an NCAA championship. The playoffs will have started, and baseball will be in full swing.
Just about.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. And I
April
think
10th?
NFL free agency will be just about wrapped up too. Almost every big name will be off
Man,
the market. Man,
We'll
next
start
week's
talking
gonna
about NFL
be
draft. Well, I mean,
next week's gonna be
weeks
so
from now.
packed.
2 weeks from now.
Next week and 2 weeks from now. There's so much sports happening through April.
Wait,
Oh my
what do you
God!
mean next week?
Next Monday, bro.
It's spring break.
Oh, I'll still be here.
I will not be here.
Well, all right. Well, we're not doing it next
There's
week.
no
guys.
episode next week, guys. I'm sorry. I just
I
forgot
have-
to
I
inform
have-
Luke.
I have just been let down, so we're not doing an episode next week. 2
I
weeks.
can call in. I can call in.
Okay, if we can figure that out, you know what? We'll keep you.
We'll keep you in the loop.
We'll keep you in the loop, guys.
Keep you in
Don't
the loop.
worry, all 7 of you. But yeah, all right. Well, I guess see you next week. Maybe, probably not. See
Probably
you in 2
not.
weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the hour of ball talk.
Thank you.
Thank you. Catch you later.